Hi.
What is your name?
Linnea.
Great. And what is today's date?
It is February 24th.
Good. I know, that's always a test. What is your name again?
Linnea.
What is today's date?
It is March 7th.
There you go. Good job. So what is this play about? Give us a little sneak peek.
Okay, so there's like two plots going on, but then there's also this like overarching plot. So one plot is about Linda, and she is coming home to help with her father who has dementia. And then the other is about her son, Duke, who is also moving to a new town, so he's like goes to school and falls in love and fights police.
Nice. So you play Duke Michalak.
Yes.
So talk about what went into creating the character and how he was portrayed.
I was there for the after effects of a brainstorming session with Emily and Pete. And a lot of what goes into Duke's character is like the theme of entropy, which is like constant expanding, and like that goes into Duke's character arc is kind of like wee and then because in the beginning he's not doing great, and then things are good, and then things are not good again. So yeah, entropy.
So what has been the most difficult thing so far doing the play, acting, all that?
For me, it has been kind of meshing my movements with my lines. Overall, for the entire cast, I think it's been figuring out how to utilize that weird wood thing in the stage. We call it the janky cake.
That's a great name for it. So let's see. So you talked about the janky cake and power dynamics. We kind of saw that, but do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Kind of in family scenes, you can like see the difference and like how they're both posed on the cake but like opposite sides. And also like school scenes, especially when Buzz and Breezy are like entering. Also the prom scene with Jennifer like pushes the cronies off and like power stuff.
Yeah, those are really cool. What have you loved or liked about the process so far?
Kind of everything. I like acting and I like watching other people act, and I've also been involved a little bit with set and prop stuff, and that's always really fun.
So what was something that you really liked about Duke, like a personality trait or just anything?
I liked that I got to yell a lot as Duke. I don't know if I necessarily like that personality trait. I like that he sees scenarios. That's a weird way of putting it, but like he thinks about his dad and like who he could be, and I thought that was a cool trait.
Cool, and you kind of got to beat up a person on stage. That was really cool. So did you have fun doing anything else as Duke?
Definitely okay, so in the play we all tried to have like a signature pose, and mine was this kind of. That was a fun pose to do, and also now I can't stop doing it. So yeah.
Do you think is your favorite prop or costume to get to work with, or someone else works with?
Probably there's those like old-fashioned phones, which shouldn't be such a novelty, but like you can hook your fingers into them and like carry them around, and it's pretty great.
Nice, that's really great. So what was your favorite prop?
Okay, so there's the letter that I give to Linda from Dr. Josiah, and you can't really like read it at all from the audience, but it's really funny, and there's such lines such as I'm definitely not cheating on my wife, and as a plastic surgeon I'm definitely the most qualified to be doing this. So that letter is pretty hilarious.
That's great. Do you know who wrote the letter?
It was Sophia.
Oh my gosh, that's really great. What do you think is the best scene that you're in or someone else is in?
There's a bar scene where Linda goes out with like a bunch of yoga moms, and there's just so many hilarious moments in that scene. I'm not in it, but it's amazing.
Last time you talked about the best scene being the bar scene, which I have to agree, it was amazing. Do you have a new favorite scene?
Probably the magic scene.
Yeah.
It's really fun and glowy.
Well, you talked about the set earlier. How is the set being used and worked around during the play?
On the janky cake, there's like a lot of levels that are being played with, especially in terms of like power dynamics. So somebody who's more powerful would be like on the top level, and like maybe if a power dynamic shifts, somebody might go down. There's some other cool technology things with the set that they're working on, like the big curtains they're going to be projecting onto them, the cool speaker things that send like laser beams of sound. So when you point it at somebody, they get like a concentrated sound, and people around them don't get as much. It's cool.
That's really cool. So you kind of talked about the people who were the aliens, and they were on the tech crew. So how did you kind of mesh this tech with the acting, if that makes any sense?
The curtains. There was a lot of drama about the curtains. But we got that figured out. And there's like the projected? Yes, that. And it's actually super cool. They have this camera up on the balcony and like projects the alien's face over like a video. The weird sound laser thing, I don't actually know if that ended up being used, because I wasn't really in the audience, so.
Do you know how that was going to be used?
I think it was supposed to be used during the magic scenes, which which were like the dark ones with the stars, and like to project cricket sounds, but like in a weird way.
That was true. Like during the last scene, there was some like weird warping sounds. It was really cool. Yeah, so that was definitely there. I didn't realize that was what it was, but that was really cool. What do you think will be the most difficult thing going into production week and into the play?
Probably being backstage. Last show, we had a difficult time shutting up and not talking while people were acting, and this time the cast is so much bigger, and the piece on the back, that's gonna have lights projected onto it, so if anybody's standing there, they're gonna have like a silhouette projected onto it, so that's gonna be difficult to avoid.
Yeah, I think so. That's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. Last time you talked about how it was difficult, like you were worried about being seen behind stage, being heard, and then synchronized movements, so did you feel confident in those by the last night?
Yes, that actually went way better than I thought it would.
Nice.
We were way better at not being loud backstage.
That was really good. Yeah, I don't think I ever noticed like a silhouette, like you said, there might be in the back, so that was really cool. And I was looking out for that. Like as an interview person, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna catch them in the act.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
There's like 3 lights backstage. So what some of the actors would do is like parkour around them, so like you go under one and then like you had to step over one, like also against the wall, like prom style, and then go onto the other one.
That's really funny.
It was pretty funny to watch people do that and do it yourself.
I can imagine. There was some like quick transitions, so that must have been really funny, like them just like diving.
Yeah.
So what is your stress level right now, just for the play, not academically, of course?
Higher than it was last show, but like still not pretty high. I think we got this. We've
Cool.
still got several dress rehearsals.
Nice. Let's see. What was your stress level like on the first night after you had done production week and everything?
It was actually not that bad because like we messed up on Monday, but like Tuesday was good and we'd done a good job, so I was like, yeah, we got this.
Did that change over the week?
Kind of.
In a good way?
Maybe. It was a roller coaster of stress, but you know, it ended up fine.
That's good. Did you feel confident coming out of the last night? That's good.
We got everything down by that point.
Cool. What was one powerful or like shaping moment for you going for the play?
At the beginning, I can't remember if it was the first or second rehearsal, but we did this like exercise that got us into a neutral state because of spoilers that I won't say, but it's something that our characters all have going on, and I thought that set a really interesting tone for the rest of everything.
Did anyone inspire you, or did anything inspire you for this play?
Kind of everybody else in the play. The seniors, they're all like such great actors and techies and people. The stage managers, they work really hard. And then the rest of the cast, it's just like such a great community.
Cool, thank you. That's all the questions. Let's see. So last time you talked about power dynamics and having to get into like a neutral state. Mm-hmm. So how did you bring that into the play and incorporate that?
In some scenes, people like walk on and they're like frozen, and then the scene starts, and that's kind of not exactly the neutral state, but that's like the reverting to the machine, and also like the aliens, so the people who were pulling the curtains or voiceovers when they came down, would use that neutral state to like convey that they weren't acting as humans.
Nice, yeah. What do you think audience members will be able to take away from this play once it's over?
I'm not really sure I can answer that question because like I haven't seen the last scene yet. But there's a lot of darker themes, so it will probably be very emotionally impactful.
Nice. So did you learn anything from this experience, anything you want to take away or give to other people?
It's like appreciate people and who you have, even if it's not like the most ideal, you can still words like you can still be there with them.
That's a good one. That's a really good theme. How do you think the play was received?
I hope it went well. From what I've heard from the audience, it like hit a lot of people pretty hard, which I think was the intent. So that's good.
Yeah.
And yeah, we also got a lot of laughter at the funny parts, so I'm glad that those were received well.
You kind of talked about like the darker themes that it has, so do you think that those were received well by the audience, if that makes any sense?
I don't know if like well is the right word, but I think that like they were understood and felt.
Yeah, that is true. Did you learn anything from this experience, like acting wise? I don't know.
It was really cool how different this was from, and like also similar to the other play was, because both were stylized, but this one was like mechanical stylized, so like fitting stereotypes, and then the other one was like fitting melodrama stereotypes, so it was like cool to see the parallels between those two.
Nice. Okay, that's all the questions I have.
Okay, cool.
Cool.